Hey, what's up guys? It is Paige Johnson coming to you live, and I am talking about a topic where a lot of us fall short, a lot of us give in. I'm talking about our sweet tooth. How do we curve this? How do we get rid of it? Or how do we deal with this sweet tooth? I'm gonna give you 5 tips on how to be successful of curving that sweet tooth, okay, taking care of business, and making sure we don't overindulge or get too crazy with our sugar cravings. So, hopping right into it, tip number 1. Biggest thing we want to make sure we focus on with this is that we are not putting any artificial, chemical-free, any type of chemical sugar, refined sugar into our bodies. It will wreak havoc on our digestive system. It'll also play into a lot of other systems in our body, and what it does is it spikes our insulin levels. So we're using a lot of things in our body going into overdrive, overhaul, which is going to eventually make us run down, look tired, and we're just going to crave sugar right again, super quick. We're going to hit that crash and boom, we're going to want that chocolate, pixie stick, whatever is your thing, you are going to crave it with the more artificial sugars that you are putting into your body. So we want to make sure that everything that goes into us, we know what it is, we can read it. If it's a sugar, it's like a fruit or maple syrup, honey, and I'll get into that in a second, okay? But we want to make sure we stay away from the chemical stuff, artificial sweeteners. Number 2 is going to be aware, okay? Be aware of when you are having these particular cravings. Are you noticing it right when you wake up, you feel that you're craving sugar? Is it maybe you've gone a long time without eating? Maybe you haven't drank a lot of water? When is it kind of hitting in the day? Because the more aware you are of it, there's a lot of different tools you can use in order to fix that craving. Which tip number 3 leads me into, make sure you are eating fats and proteins in your diet. So when you have healthy fats, when you have healthy proteins, these fill you up for a little bit longer. Now let's say you have lunch, right? Maybe you just had like a creamy salad or something, I don't know, and you didn't have any chicken or you didn't have any avocado or you didn't have any nuts or anything in that salad, okay? You now are going out and you're running errands and you notice all of a sudden, boom, you need sugar. Well, it's because you didn't have anything to hold you over or to sustain you for that long. So what happens is when our body runs out of energy, it craves sugar. It needs sugar. So you need to make sure that when you sit down and when you have meals, you're eating things that have good amounts of proteins in them, has good amount of fats in them, so that way you're not running out in your day and all of a sudden crashing and wanting sugar. Which will then, as soon as if you grab for something chocolatey or bad, you're going to just crash again and you're going to want sugar again. It's a crazy cycle and we don't want this to happen, right? Number 4, also stay hydrated. Water is like the number 1 thing for everything. Our body, if we do not have water, shuts down. So you need water in order to function, in order to run, in order for everything to process. When your body doesn't have that, it loses energy. The wheels are turning on nothing. There's no oil in there to keep them moving. So your body then craves sugar, and it uses sugar to kind of trick you in a sense to thinking that the wheels are turning, but it's just because the energy that sugar gives you, it sends like your neurotransmitter on your brain kind of like freak out and all of a sudden you're wired. It's going to wake you up for a little bit, but it's not going to do the trick. So you want to make sure that you stay hydrated. Number 5, my fave, it's a slippery slope, but finding alternatives. So what are some maybe recipes? What are some healthier options that are out there? Let's say, for instance, you are somebody who likes chocolate and peanut butter together. I don't know who that is. That's me. I love chocolate and peanut butter. If you ask any of my friends, any of my family, they know I am a huge chocolate peanut butter lover. So what are some options that you can do with that? Now, for instance, one of my favorite smoothies that I make is sometimes I'll use almond butter. I've been on a big almond butter, cheating on peanut butter lately. But I will make an almond butter chocolate protein smoothie. So I use a plant-based protein. But as soon as I get done like working out, or if I'm coming home and I'm kind of hungry, I will make myself like a Reese's smoothie. So I'll put some almond butter, some cocoa powder maybe, or chocolate protein, some almond milk, water, zip it up, there you go. You got liquid Reese's right there. Another option, you can melt some chocolate, you can put your own, or dark chocolate, you can put your own almond butter in there, so that way there's no additives to your food. So doing research, checking out maybe some different recipes, some different desserts that you could see that are out there that are a healthier option. Trust me, there are a plethora of them. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Check out my Instagram, PaigeJ17. Check that out because I got a lot of recipes on there, and I post them on here as well. But you want to make sure that it has, again, no processed or artificial anything in it, and not a high volume of sugar in it. Even if it's natural sugar, we want to watch how much we're having. So I know I mentioned before maple syrup, honey, things like that. Those are natural sweeteners. Grade A maple syrup, okay? I'm not talking about Aunt Jemima. I'm talking about grade A organic maple syrup is a good option. And then you also, if you're going to have honey, you'd be surprised. There's stuff that they add into honey. And the more local honey is, the better it is for you. So those are two good options that you can use for natural sweeteners and things. But again, we don't even want to get crazy with real sugar because it still spikes our body. It's at least digestible, so that's why it is a better option. Fruit is, if you're craving sugar. But again, like I always said, in moderation. So reviewing our tips. Number one, no processed artificial chemical foods or sugars. We don't want any refined sugars, nothing like that. Number two, be aware. Know when you are having sugar cravings, and kind of write that down. And is it because, tip number three, you are not eating enough protein and fats? Are you not eating enough, or you're not eating meals that have enough oomph, gusto on them, okay? We want to make sure we have a lot of that so it holds us over for the duration of time in between meals. Number four, stay hydrated. The oils in the body need to keep turning and burning, so we need water. And number five, go out, do some research, find some healthy tips, some healthy recipes that you may like, and go out and use those. And if you even have any questions, reach out to somebody that you think might know the answer. I'm always available, so feel free to ask me. But again, good rule of thumb, natural sweeteners, not a lot of sugar in them, and of course, chemical, refined sugar free. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you are interested in anything that I'm saying, keep on listening. I will be doing live videos throughout the week. Make sure to check out my Instagram as well. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye guys.